Okay, so I just finished day 28, and of this coding challenge, it is focusing on the Pomodoro method. It is a time management method that gives you a 5-minute break and then 5 sessions of 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of break in between. And after those 5 minutes or 5 reps, you have a 15-minute break, and it's supposed to optimize your time. So what we've done is we've created a TK Enter game or program that you can run that sets as a little widget timer up on the top of your screen until those 5 sessions have gone through. It doesn't make any noise, but it shows you where you are along if you ever want to keep track and try this method. Let me show you the demo. So as you can see here, this is the first session. There's no check mark that shows up right here, and it's labeled work. If I reset this, there's a little bit of a bug, and I can fix that. But if I do start, it does a 5-minute and then overlaps. So it's a little bit buggy. So let's go in and find out where that bug is. First, the library that we're going to need is the TK Enter. We're going to need some math, we're going to need some colors, and we're going to need to keep track globally of the timer and how many reps there are. So first, I have this definition of a function called reset timer. I have a start timer function, and I have a countdown function. But first, let's go through the elements. So we have a window object with TK. Our title is going to be Pomodoro, and then our configuration has a padding of 150 in X and Y and is yellow because our tomato image is a picture of tomato with a yellow background. Then we have a canvas, right? We have to set up our canvas with a background of yellow. Since I'm on a Windows machine, the photo image required the full path as to where the file is. If you were to move this to any other operating system, the relative path of just the same directory should work. There's another hack that you could probably use is using OS, where OS would give you the file path dynamically. Then we want to create the image, and then we want to put it on the grid, right? So it's in 0, 1. Let me put this up here so you can see. Basically, if you were to look at this as a grid, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this would be 4, 4. This would be 0, 0. This would be 1, 1, etc. So that just gives you kind of a visual as to this is where the tomato is, this is where the text timer label is, which is the one that changed dynamically to work and 2 other words. Then we have a button on the left and a button on the right, one that starts the timer and one that resets it. So 0, 3 and 3, 3 on that grid. So there's also a text standard here. Text is a checkbox because in Windows it doesn't have this on your, maybe there's a hotkey for it, but I don't know what it is. And then I have the label, right? The label of what that text is. So each time that the timer goes through, it should be adding another check mark. And then we have our window loop. All right, so what's happening here is we have these great setup. We have this setup, but since the canvas resets itself every couple of seconds, it's looping, it's calling these timers and it's counting down on the buttons. So you'll see this is where start timer is called, is that start button, and this is where the reset timer is, where it calls that reset. So when we hit start, it starts the timer. It takes that global rep, right? And then it adds 1 to it. It says, okay, you're on the first 5-minute break, right? first we need to say there's 4 different work lengths. There's 25 minutes, 5 minutes, and 15 minutes. So the long break, right, is 15 minutes. The number of seconds times 60, right? Because our timer uses seconds. So for every first, second, third, and 6th rep, we're having a short break of 5 minutes. It changes the timer label to say break in pink. And then for our long break, when our reps are at 8, after that fifth work and 5th break, we have a long break. I'm sorry, the math on that was incorrect. It will say text break in red. And then for any other, we just have a regular work where the work session is there. So that's what happens when you start the timer. Now what happens if you interrupt it? If you say reset, you go back up here, it cancels the timer variable, the object. It sets it back to 0, it sets the text back to text, and then it removes all the check marks. Then it sets the global reps back to 0. So that's reset and start. Now you can see that this function calls another function countdown, right? So this start timer has a countdown function. And in here, we calculate the number of minutes and the number of seconds. And what it does is that it actually changes the text in the timer. So it takes that canvas item and it sets the timer text to be the number of minutes colon the number of seconds with 2 digits.
Then this part here, it subtracts the number of reps and then says, okay,
we're
on this rep if the count is...
If the count is...
This is when it's greater than 0.
Than 0.
If it's not, then the marks are set and our...
Then the marks are set and our...
This might be our bug here. All right, let's come back to this. Okay, so I'm looking at the solution file. And there is a piece of her code that's missing. So what she has done here, she's calculated it and she's created the format of the text. If you look side by side of her countdown and my countdown, you'll see
of her countdown and my countdown, you'll see
it's almost the exact same. The work sessions for the range add the text marks.
For the range, add the text marks.
Change the text and change the marks. Go back up. Is our bug up here? We have almost the exact same here. Timer, title, timer, label, timer, label.
Here, timer, title, timer, label, timer, label.
I've just named it differently. And then we have the reset here as well. So if we go back down, might be down here, we have...
We have...
TK title, title, label.
Title, label.
Biopath, grid timer, text, canvas, button, button.
Timer, text, canvas, button.
She's got the 2 buttons here, and then she's got check marks. I called that text, and then the window loop. So not too different.
Do
you see the bug? I don't. So I asked for a little bit of help in what ChatGPT is.
What ChatGPT is
telling me is that there's a use case I'm missing in the... If it's less than 10. And then it's also telling me that... The timer, the global timer... is not being updated because I forgot that. And it's also telling me that... I think that's it, and then we'll run it one more time. And I'll get back to you after the 5 sessions. Here it is, ChatGPT was wrong. I don't need this anymore. It was from the original part. So let me comment that out and restart it.
Comment that out and restart it.
So it won't start with the 5-second countdown. This time it starts at 0.
It starts with 0.
And when we say start, it does the 5:25 minutes. So we took away the original test functionality, and now it works. Thanks.